following the defection of the Enugu State Governor Peter Mba from the PDP to the APC. The APC is bragging that they are on course to take over the whole of Southeast. But however, the presidential candidate of the Labour Party in the 2023 presidential election says that the wave of defections by some governors in the Southeast does not translate to political control of the region. Mr. Tinubu asserted that power rests with the people and not governors or senators. This is what Mr. Tinubu said, in quotes, "The people will decide where to go, not governors or senators. No party will capture or win any state just because it has a governor. As for the alleged plan to capture the Southeast, we are not in a military era when people are captured." Sometimes I believe that Nigerian politicians intentionally forget the reality on ground because they want to boost their ego and self-esteem. The 2023 general election should have been a litmus test to tell every Nigerian politician that power rests on the people. The people give power to who they want to give it to. And I'm sure that Mr. Tinubu is speaking based on his experience in the 2023 general election. That 2023 general election was an eye-opener. It made the people of Nigeria to understand that power solely rests on them and not their governors or their senators. They will determine who will be elected and who will not be elected. For instance, there is a general belief in Nigeria that once a governor is done serving as a governor, the governor will then contest as a senator and he will ultimately win and go on the floor of the National Assembly to rest. But during the 2023 general election, it was a different ball game. You saw how the pendulum swing and some persons were not re-elected. For instance, Chimaroke Nnamani. This was a two-term governor of Enugu State. And after being governor of Enugu State, he was also the senator representing Enugu East Senatorial District on the floor of the National Assembly. He was an incumbent. He contested that election as an incumbent in 2023, but he did not win the election. The most embarrassing aspect of it is that Chimaroke was defeated by a 2-week-old politician, someone that has no knowledge about politics, someone that has never been involved in politics. He was selected just barely 2 weeks to the election and he defeated Chimaroke Nnamani. Even though the said person has now defected to the APC, but this is to tell you that it is not about party, it is about the people. The people will decide who will rule over them. That is when free and fair election occurs. It is not just about in Enugu State or Chimaroke Nnamani. Look at Abia State, for instance. Abia State was a PDP state. PDP has ruled Abia State for 24 years, but the people were tired. They needed a change. They needed someone else. And Alex Otti presented himself. They voted for him overwhelmingly. Even when PDP wanted to rig that election, the people resisted. And Alex Otti was inaugurated as the governor of Abia State. In the 2023 presidential election, Plateau State was an APC state. As a matter of fact, the former governor of Plateau State, Simon Lalong, was Bola Ahmed Tinubu campaign manager in the 2023 presidential election. But Mr. Tinubu strode into Plateau State, an APC state, and defeated APC in that state. Mr. Tinubu won Plateau State. Peter Obi even defeated the governor of Plateau State in his polling unit. If election result is all about party, there is absolutely no way Peter Obi will have a headway in Plateau State. He will not even come second in that election, not to talk of winning that election. We are talking about the same state whose governor that ruled for 8 years was the campaign manager of the APC presidential candidate, but APC lost in that state. Again, look at Lagos State, for instance. Bola Ahmed Tinubu ruled for 8 years in Lagos State. As a matter of fact, he's been adjudged as someone that developed Lagos, someone that built Lagos. Lagos is regarded as Bola Ahmed Tinubu home's turf. He controlled Lagos State. Everything regarding the governance in Lagos State is being controlled by Bola Ahmed Tinubu. He decides who becomes the governor in Lagos State. But Peter Obi strode into Lagos State and defeated Bola Ahmed Tinubu mercilessly in Lagos State. So if it is about party, there is absolutely no way that Peter Obi will win Lagos State. It is not about party. It is about the people. It is when the people says enough is enough. It is when the people decide to choose who they want to rule over them. So Peter Obi is a huge beneficiary of the mandate of the people. He saw it firsthand in the 2023 general election. This is someone that was ridiculed. This is someone that left the PDP and joined a relatively unknown party within 6 months to the general election. He was someone that was told that nobody will vote for him in the north, but he went to the north and stole a huge chunk of vote off Bola Ahmed Tinubu and Atiku Abubakar. There was someone that was told that you will not get 1 million votes in that election, but he secured 6.1 million votes. I mean, this is the official vote that was allocated to him by INEC, but everyone knows that Peter Obi won that election. During the 2023 general election, Labour Party was not represented anywhere in the country. Labour Party does not have a governor, a senator, a House of Rep member. Labour Party was a relatively unknown political party. But Peter Obi won election in states that the ruling APC was domiciled. Peter Obi won election in PDP stronghold. He won overwhelmingly in Imo and Ebonyi state, even when these states were all APC states. So Peter Obi understands that it is about the people. That is the reason why when he was campaigning, he said, my structure are the people of Nigeria that have been neglected by the government, the people of Nigeria that have suffered the huge brunt of bad leadership, the people of Nigeria that have suffered the huge brunt of insecurity, high cost of living, high cost of commodities in the market, poverty, unemployment. My structure are the Nigerian workers, the taxi drivers, the laborers. So Peter Obi understands the concept of the people. That was the reason why his campaign was people-driven. He focused solely on the people. And the people bought the messages of Mr. Peter Obi. They were the one that even campaigned for him. They used their own resources to sensitize the people about Mr. Peter Obi, about Peter Obi presidency. They mobilized people. They even gave people transport fare to go and register for their PVC and equally go and vote during the election. Peter Obi campaign was people-driven. That was the reason why it was a huge success. Even after the election, despite not being sworn in as president, Peter Obi is still relevant to date. More relevant than the president. More popular than the president because his campaign is people-driven. So he believed that no matter the wave of defection that is happening across the country, if APC could not win in Plateau State, there is absolutely no way APC will still win in Plateau State in 2027. There is no way. Remember, when Bola Ahmed Tinubu came on board to contest in 2023, millions of Nigerians that voted for him, that allegedly voted for him, have not experienced his bad governance. They've not experienced his taxation. They've not experienced his fuel subsidy removal. They've not experienced his rascality in government. They've not experienced his wastage in government. I mean, millions of Nigerians have been able to experience Bola Ahmed Tinubu rascality in government, wastage in government, his taxation policies, insecurity under Bola Ahmed Tinubu, high cost of living, high cost of commodities in the market. The life of Nigerians is worse than when Bola Ahmed Tinubu took over in 2023. Millions of Nigerians will not want to experience Bola Ahmed Tinubu bad administration beyond 2027. And you think the same people that rejected him in 2023 in Plateau State will now come to vote for Bola Ahmed Tinubu in 2027? The same Plateau State that has been almost overrun by bandits, the same Plateau State that bandit has massacred hundreds of the residents? Make it sense to me. Or is it Kwara State that has been relatively peaceful, but under Bola Ahmed Tinubu administration, bandits have overrun Kwara State? They are killing, ransacking and chasing people away from their ancestral home. Bola Ahmed Tinubu won in Kwara State. Do you think the people of Kwara State will even overwhelmingly vote for Bola Ahmed Tinubu? Absolutely no. So make it sense why APC believe that because of the wave of defection, they will win the Southeast, that they will comfortably win the 2027 general election. What APC is trying to do is a psychological warfare on Nigerians. They want you to believe that because your governors now dine with us, because your governor has now defected to the APC, we can easily manufacture millions of votes in your state and it will be accepted. We can easily rig your state because that is the only way APC is going to get vote in 2027. That is the only way Bola Ahmed Tinubu will get votes in 2027. By rigging, it was the same way they got it in 2023. They used the INEC IRF glitch, but they definitely knows that 2027 is going to be a different ball game. There will be no glitch in 2027. So they are looking for a different scenario, a different rigging pattern to effect in 2027. But no matter how they rig, they cannot rig Enugu State for APC. They cannot rig Anambra, Abia, Imo, Ebonyi for APC. They cannot. We can rig Rivers State for APC in 2023 and the rigging was so blatant, it was so obvious. To date, when you go to the INEC IRF, it is showing that Peter Obi won in Rivers State. But INEC announced that Bola Ahmed Tinubu of the APC won in Rivers State. This is what will happen when they try to swing an obvious state that will not vote for APC to APC. That was what PDP intended to do in Abia State in the 2023 gubernatorial election. It was so obvious, the rigging was so obvious, and it failed woefully. So what P2B is saying in essence is that the people has the ability to resist any rigging machinery of the APC. The people has the ability to say no, APC will not take over my state. You did that in 2023. You voted for Peter Obi in Lagos in 2023, something that is unattainable, something that is beyond politics. Bola Tinubu could not believe it. As a matter of fact, that defeat in Lagos State is one of the biggest defeats that Bola Tinubu has ever faced in his political career. That thing has dented his image as the Jagaban in Southwest, the Jagaban in Lagos State. That is the reason why you are seeing him trying to proliferate in the Southeast. He's trying to teach Peter Obi a political lesson, but it is so obvious that he will not be able to actualize that his political lesson that he's trying to teach Mr. Peter Obi. If you can do that in Lagos State, if you can do that in Plateau State, then you can do that in every other state in Nigeria. Brace up, 2027 is not going to be like 2023. We will vote and defend our vote. We will ensure that we resist APC with everything in us. APC will never take us unaware. APC will never get away with their rigging machinery. Our voice and vote should be loud and clear. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video.